All right, this is Bailey Coles, my daughter, my oldest, my adult child. I'm old.
Adult child, that's crazy.
Uh-huh. Yep. When were you born?
I was born May 15th, 2005. 5 is my lucky number, obviously, because May 15th, 2005. Mm-hmm. Self-explanatory. I don't know what else to say.
Well, what did you think about the day you were born?
What did I think about it? It was a sunny day. I don't know.
It actually was a sunny day, yeah. Okay, so
I was there.
Spencer was there.
I was there.
He was with me when I went into labor.
How old was Spencer?
Spencer?
I was 16, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, 14.
14?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
15, somewhere in there.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't remember exactly how old, but you were the very first niece and nephew. Out of all the nieces and nephews, you're the first. You're the first baby I actually saw. Well, I didn't see you be born, but like knew as a baby all the way till now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He slept on the hospital floor while I was in labor. That's so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so what should we talk about, Bailey? I want to talk about what's the first thing you remember. What's your earliest memory ever that you have?
My earliest memory. I have a hard time, like, I don't know. I don't have a good perception of time. And so I don't really remember, like, what times were, like, how old I was. So I just remember, like, a big clump of, like, oh, I was young when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite memory of that big clump was probably at Disneyland for my 5th birthday. I had, like, an Ariel skirt on, that one Ariel skirt that we have in the toy closet.
Uh-huh.
And I was on Dad's shoulders, and it was, like, we were walking down the boardwalk in Disney
California
Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we, like, went to that one Ariel Grotto place and got the chocolate thing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
What was the chocolate thing?
It was like a like sculpture of, like, Ariel. It was white chocolate. I remember.
Oh. I just remember the macaroni and cheese for some reason.
I remember that, too.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Shells and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you think the characters were like real people? Like actually princesses?
I can't even remember. Like, I don't know. I just remember being on my dad's shoulders and eating the food. That's what we all remember from that. But, yeah. Are my feet in the frame? My bare feet?
No.
Okay.
Like, just barely out.
Okay, good.
It goes right to your face.
Just making sure.
Okay, so Bailey. Okay, so a few things about Bailey. Bailey has always been really, really good at, she's always been really aware of, like, what's going on, who's saying what are they talking about, really perceptive about what's going on all the time. And so you talked really young, and you spoke really clearly, you read really, really young, like, you just were, like, always, like, paying attention to stuff. And you always, like, loved being around people, like, because you were the oldest, and Bridger was born not too long after you, but he was just still a baby. And so you always just were, like, craving, like, you wanted to play with other kids. And so we had these big windows, like these big, huge, like, tall windows in the front of our house, and you used to sit in front of those windows and just stare out, and every single time a kid would walk by, you'd be like, a kid!
Oh my gosh.
A kid! It's like a dog barking at a window, but it was you, like, saying, a kid.
Always been a stalker, creepo, apparently.
What do they call that? This is the person who looks out the window?
Peeping Tom?
Peeping Tom?
Yeah, that was good.
Have you seen the movie Disturbia?
No.
Yeah, you have.
What?
Yeah, where he's on house arrest with, like, the ankle. Like, it's
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He's looking. He got in trouble.
Oh,
he
yeah,
punched
yeah,
a kid
yeah.
at school.
I
and so
have
he got
seen
house
that.
arrest. He's like looking out the window, spying on the neighbors.
Yes, I have seen that. That was a good one.
That was you as a baby.
Yeah, that was
me.
Taking notes. This is what time Betty comes around. This is what time Sally goes to tennis class.
Kids. Yeah.
That's sad.
You loved, like, and then, like, I remember one time we had a neighborhood pool, and you were like, you gathered all the kids in the pool, and you didn't even know them, but you were just like, everybody. You, like, became, like, the leader of the pool. And you're like, you got everybody to get out of the pool at the same time and, like, lined the edge of the pool. And you're like, okay. And everyone held hands, and you counted 1, 2, 3, and you all jumped in at the same time. Like, you organized it.
That's awesome.
It was so crazy.
Me and Riley are the same person.
Yeah. So anyways, those are some, like, specific memories I have about when you were little. And then you used to call Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Hot Dog.
From the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Dog song.
Hot dog, hot diggity
Apparently
dog.
that's how I remember things.
Yeah.
The Disneyland thing, I was just like, oh, the mac and cheese and chocolate,
Chocolate,
and hot dog.
yeah. Food, anything with
There's
food.
a common theme.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, yeah, so.
Spencer, do you have any memories of when
I
you
know,
were
I was just
really
thinking
little?
that. I feel like I do. I should have thought about this, but I don't really have it. I just remember, yeah, I don't know.
We found a home movie of you at our house in Sandy when Bailey was, how old were you? You would have been just 2.
Mhm.
And you were there, and you're like, we had like a little mini basketball hoop, you know, like her size. And you were there, and you're like Olympus high school stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like playing
That's all I ever
basketball
wore.
on the tiny little basketball hoop, and you played with her so cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were the first baby I ever held, ever.
Really?
Yeah. I was so scared. I'm like, I'm gonna break this little thing.
I remember you leaving on your mission.
Oh my gosh.
I was bawling my eyes out.
Can't even talk about this.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was too much.
That
Yeah.
was traumatizing.
Uh-huh.
I was fine. Like, I was totally fine that day. I was being strong. I was going to go. And then I gave you and Bridger a hug goodbye, and then I lost it. I went to the bathroom and just cried my eyes out.
It's so sad.
I know. It was so sad. Because I just loved you too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You would always laugh. I remember you laughing. We would do that like this little buggy song,
Uh-huh.
and like drop you down, and you would just crack up laughing. But then when I got home from my mission, you were like totally different kid by then. 2 years is a long time,
Yeah.
especially at your age. You grew a ton,
Mhm.
and then we had Adele now.
Mhm.
It's like a whole new group of people by the time we got home.
It's crazy.
Adele was there when you left, though. Wait, no, she wasn't. Was she?
Oh, I can't remember.
2011?
She might have been.
2010?
Brinley and Adele were both babies.
And I barely remember Brinley or Adele.
Yeah.
But then when I got home, I remember them really well.
Yeah.
Those two. I remember Adele talked to me for we drove to Lake Powell, and she talked for 5 hours in a row. She never stopped. It's crazy. I put my headphones on, and then I'd hear, Spence! 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 Yeah. Hey, did you see that? Out the window, the red rocks? Yeah, I see it. She just talks and talks.
That's so funny.
So funny.
I love her.
Shout out Adele.
Yeah,
I
shout
think-
out Adele.
Shout out my twin.
At that point, you had
Seriously.
moved all around, right? Or were you still in?
In
We moved around a
2000
lot.
13.
Yeah, in 2013, we were living in Draper by then. Yeah, and we had moved.
From
To Sandy.
wait, you moved out of your Sandy house. What year did you move out of Sandy?
Yeah, that would have been in 08. And then, or no, 07. And then in 09, we moved out of Kaysville. We moved to Kaysville. And then
Right.
in 09, we moved out of Kaysville. And then.
In the same year?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it was that fast. I thought you were in Kaysville longer.
No, we weren't there that long. And then we went to Sandy, I think, while you were on your mission. And then we went to Draper, and then you got home. And then we moved to Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
Yeah. So you started elementary school when we lived in Sandy. You went to Sprucewood Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about that?
Sprucewood, Mrs. Broderick. That was my kindergarten teacher. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I remember the playground was the coolest playground ever.
Yeah.
That was like the best playground of all the schools I ever went to. They changed it, by the way.
Yeah, it's like all high tech more now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just horrible. I feel like all playgrounds need to have a little bit of like danger involved for them to actually be fun. If they're like too safe, it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, you
Like-
run out of stuff to do.
where's the teeter totter?
Oh man.
Where's the, like, I don't know. There should be more fun things. Anyways,
They knocked the playground down and rebuilt a new one,
yeah,
and it's super safe now. Super boring.
boring.
How many grades did you stay at that elementary school?
I think every time we were, like, I was only in 2 grades each time we moved around that. Because I remember kindergarten, first grade. Sorry, I'm tapping the table. Kindergarten, first grade. And then the next place was second grade and third grade. And then,
Then we moved to Saratoga
Mhm.
Springs.
yeah.
Do you feel like it was a big transition for you, like moving to a whole new school and a whole new place, or do you feel like it was just like, okay, like I'm fine?
It was definitely really hard because obviously I had made friends and stuff, and it was hard to, like, start that all over again. But as a kid, I was, like, super, like, I don't know. I feel like I talked to people really easily, and I wasn't that like, scared to talk to people. That only, like, changed when I got, like, after I got homeschooled. So,
Yay!
You started getting scared to talk to people after you were homeschooled?
yeah.
But you weren't before that.
Mm-mm. I was completely fine. I was, like, making friends, but that's also just, like, a kid thing. Like, when you're a kid, you can just make friends
Right.
so easily.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we started homeschooling when you were like in the most awkward stage.
yeah.
7th, 6th, and 7th.
Sixth grade. Yeah. So I was homeschooled for half of 6th grade.
And then 8th grade.
Yeah. and
Where
then
were you
eighth
living
grade.
then?
Saratoga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was the transition like going from going to school every day to doing homeschool?
It was like, I don't know, I liked the idea of just like sleeping in and being able to do my own thing in my own way, and like the freedom with that, but it was also like, I miss my friends and I miss like the class setting and the teachers and stuff, because the way I learn is just different than, like, it doesn't go well with like homeschooling, I don't think, but I think homeschooling is great and I'm going to homeschool my kids, but like, also it's just, it wasn't good for me, especially because I have 4 siblings now. Like, I don't know, it was just a lot of stress on my mom, and also I don't know, I would just rather go to public school because I didn't want to put as much stress on my mom. And
She's a people pleaser, in case you can't tell.
but yeah, it was weird because I kind of lost all my friends in 6th grade because I was only homeschooled for half of 6th grade, because after the second half I was like, I want to go back. And yeah, I kind of like lost all my friends, and I had to make completely new friends, which was like, it was different because like I had already been disconnected, and 6th grade is like the last year in my, like, the way that our school system works. It's like the last year of elementary school, and so like it was super weird because everybody had already kind of formed those little like groups that they're gonna keep for the rest of their school lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the people that were like the same friend group, I watched all the way through middle school
Yeah.
and to like when I was a senior. Like,
Yeah.
they stayed in the exact same friend group that whole time, and it's insane. So it just, like, that year is really important, and I missed half of that. And then I went to middle school, and all my friends that I made in 6th grade completely like ditched me, and I was like, come on. Like, so I had to make completely new friends, and then I made friends with the friends I had before I was homeschooled again. And
So you went, hold on, back up. So you went to you were in Saratoga school in 5th grade?
Mm-hmm.
And then you homeschooled half of 6th grade back. Okay, so
Yeah.
then when you get to 7th grade,
7th grade.
now you're back with the friends that you had back in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And didn't you start at Saratoga in 4th grade?
Yeah.
So she was at 4th and 5th grade at
4th and 5th
Saratoga
grade.
Shores.
Yep.
Okay.
And I made all my friends in 4th and 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite year ever was probably 5th grade, which is crazy because 5, my lucky number.
Wait, out of all of your year, or just of elementary school?
All my years.
All of your years.
All
Fifth
my
grade's
years.
the best?
That was the highlight. That's where I peaked. Peaked in 5th grade. That's gonna be the title of this episode. Peaked in 5th grade.
5th grade.
Yeah, we could definitely do
That's
that.
what we should have written on the whiteboard.
Where's the marker?
Hashtag.
That's the
Peaked in
hashtag.
fifth.
Hashtag.
Wow. Apparently, that's when you're writing.
Stop.
I was
Skills.
homeschooled, okay?
It's your fault.
She was homeschooled
This is
for
your
a year and a
fault.
half of all of the school.
This is your fault, Brooke.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. Anything your kids do
If I can read it,
that's
that's
not
all that
perfect
matters, okay?
is your fault as a parent. Okay? Just get used to that now.
That was like the year I did the 5th grade, 6th grade split class. That was so fun. And my teacher was so fun. And yeah, that was
Shout
the
out
best
Mr.
year.
Brady.
Shout out Mr. Brady.
Saratoga Shores.
Yeah,
Mhm.
at Mr. Brady.
At Mr. Brady. I still use the raps to remember how to spell words. He like made up little raps for spelling words. I still remember them.
Can you do one?
Gotta find the evidence. Find the evidence. EVIDENCE.
Wait.
Wow,
that's
that
it?
could really help me. I always spell that one wrong.
Yep.
There's a few words, no matter how many times I write them, it's always wrong.
Wait, do it again, because I'm going to beatbox.
Gotta find the evidence. Find the evidence. EVIDENCE.
Yes. That is a bop.
Call me Doja Cat.
No,
Okay.
that's not.
Doja Cat.
She's gross.
Oh, can we just talk about that?
Sure.
Oh, singing right now is just absolute. What do you feel
Trash.
It's so bad.
like? It's so bad. But 2020 was so good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think after 2020, everyone just kind of forgot how to do things. And, like, everything has gone downhill since then. Like, movies, songs, everything has gone downhill since
There's
COVID.
no creativity anymore.
No. Everything's repeated. Everything is just like a slightly changed version of something that already happened. Like, it's so... I hate it. I hate it.
So 7th grade.
Yes.
Back to your
Back on track.
Back
Life
on track.
story.
So 7th grade, you're back with your 5th grade friends.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, that's, like, my neighborhood, the OGs.
The OG. Taking down the sweats together.
Yes. Taking down the sweats.
Okay.
Yeah. 7th grade was weird. I was still wearing my Justice clothes. I was still wearing, like, the same thing every day. The one braid, I had a side part, by the way. Let's recreate that.
Which, can I just say, I like the side part. I don't like the middle part.
Really?
For the record, every time we watch a show that's like 2010, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, this needs to be back.
He asked me the other day, he's like, I don't like your middle part. He's like, are you gonna keep wearing it like that? I was like, yeah, that's the style. He's like, I don't really care. I don't like the middle part.
Yeah, it's like one
I'm like,
thing.
well,
I
you
don't
should
like
you
it.
should look like when we go places and like see what other people. He's like, oh no, I already did. Everybody has a middle part, but I don't like it.
I don't like it. I really don't.
I don't know. I feel
Well,
like
I
my
try to do a
face,
middle part, but it's always on the side.
my
anyways.
face is too asymmetrical to look good with it. Also, my bangs. I cut these bangs in a mental breakdown the other day. Anyways.
Anyways.
I had,
Moving on.
I did a little side
I
part.
think that's what bangs are a representation of.
And
And we're going to come back to the mental
I
breakdown
had-
in a second. And like a little later.
I had a
Definitely coming
braid,
back to it.
a singular braid I made my mom do every single day.
You didn't make me do. That's just what I did because we were in a hurry.
Well, I was like, Mom,
like
braid my
braid.
hair.
Hashtag mom life.
Yeah.
So it was like this. This is what I looked like every day. I had
You
a
were a
single
cute little
braid.
kid. Insert Bailey kid picture.
I know. Yeah.
We're gonna find some.
Oh, we will.
And yeah, so it was just a single braid down the back of my head. And I was just did that every single day.
Look how cute she
So
looks.
cute.
Yeah.
I'm
you
going
look
back
like
to
you look
7th
like the old
grade.
Bailey we knew.
She's
you look
back,
like somebody
everybody.
that we used to know.
Bailey.
Back. She came in. 5th grade. Bailey's back.
Where am I? What's COVID?
I know, right?
Aw.
Well, do you have any like favorite memories or anything you want to say about junior high that you really loved?
Okay. Well, after 7th grade, I was homeschooled in 8th grade, which was interesting.
Oh wait, so 5th grade school,
5th grade,
6th grade, half a year
homeschool.
homeschool,
School.
7th grade school, 8th grade
Homeschool.
again.
The whole grade this time.
Even though you knew you didn't like it,
Yeah.
why'd you decide to do homeschool again?
Because my
It wasn't
mom
a decision.
Oh, she made you? You didn't have a choice.
No.
Did you ask to go to school?
Well, I was kind of just like, if you think that's right, then let's
She's
do
a
it.
people pleaser again.
You felt like maybe it was like a spiritual guidance
Yeah.
type of a situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just gonna trust my mom.
Big
And
mistake. Huge mistake.
so we went homeschool, and we did to. Oh gosh, I can't talk. We went homeschool, and we did to Rise Up. Wow. Okay.
You were homeschooled. That's okay. Everybody understands.
Sorry, guys. You gotta be patient with me. I'm not the brightest student.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we went to Rise Up, which is like a homeschool co-op thing, and it was full of polygamists and nerds.
It was. It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Hopefully nobody
Straight
that's
up
in
facts.
that group is listening to this episode.
I think they might be.
I made
Sorry,
friends
but
there.
We-
They're nice, but like also a lot of them are polygamists and nerds.
Yeah.
And I'm a nerd, so I don't care.
But this
I
was
love the
next
nerds.
level.
It was another.
It was next level.
We did stuff. I had a textbook. I had homework and stuff. But I don't know. I still felt like a disconnect from all the people in school. But honestly, if we can get controversial here, I think that's how I'm programmed to be because of school. I'm programmed to think, oh, if I'm not just like everyone else, then there's something wrong with me.
Yeah. No, I feel
So I was feeling that definitely. And also that was like, it's 8th grade, so that's like the most emotional time of your life. Like that's like the most, you're like so worried about what other people think of you. You're so worried about like what your friends are doing. Like imagine Brinley being homeschooled right now and like just being taken away from school and then like also,
Yeah.
you know, having like no connect to all those people. And I also lost all my friends again in that year. And so
So when you say you lost all your friends, what do you, did some drama happen or was
no,
it
they just didn't talk to me anymore.
Okay.
Like we didn't talk at all. And
Just because we weren't seeing each other every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't include her.
Yeah.
yeah, because obviously like when you're that young, like you have a phone and you have a group chat with like your 3 friends and you hang out every day. And if you don't like see them at school, like you're not hanging out. And so what was I saying? Oh yeah, my only friend was Megan because she was like doing homeschool with me.
And that's your neighbor next
yeah,
door?
it's like Megan Martin, so she's like up the street
Yeah.
from me.
And how'd you meet her? Just
So it's actually funny because it was in 4th grade, I think, or 5th grade or something. But I was hanging out with all my neighborhood friends, and well, I was going down to hang out with all of them. And I tease them about this all the time. I'm like, you guys aren't real friends because you did this to me. But I went up to hang out with them, and it was Kaylee and Mara and Megan. And Kaylee and Mara were my friends at the time, and I was like, hey guys, can I hang out with you? And they were in one of those little like cozy coupe cars, or cozy cope, I don't know how to say it.
The little kid cars.
Yeah.
Flintstone cars.
Like the
kinda.
red and
the electric,
yellow.
the miniature electric cars.
They're electric.
They're the ones that you put your feet in and
Oh,
push.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Megan was like in that halfway because we were like fully grown kids, you know what I'm saying? Like she's like hanging out of it and like her butt's in my face basically. Like she's just sitting there. She's not looking at me because she doesn't know who I am, obviously, because we hadn't really met. And she's a year older than all of us. And I was like, hey, guys, can I hang out with you? And they're like, actually, we kind of just want to hang out with Megan right now. And I bawled my eyes out, and I ran home, and I wasn't friends with them for like a week, and I hated Megan because of that. And I didn't talk to Megan. She like came up to me at primary and was like, please, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to. I don't know why they said that. I wanted to hang out with you.
Megan's like the sweetest person
Uh-huh.
in the world.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I've always wanted to be your friend. Like, I don't know why they said that. And so then me and Megan became friends, and it took a while, but we like when I turned 12 is when we like became friends. We were in homes together and stuff. But, yeah, I love Megan. She's probably my best friend ever. She's on her mission right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
She's doing amazing too.
Me and Megan were, like, so, like, buddy besties for that whole year. And then I was like, I'm going back to school. Like, I have to go back to school. I feel so, like, out of the loop and so, like, disconnected. And so I went to school, and it was so hard because I didn't learn, like, any of the math that they learned. Because they learned, like, even to this day, I still have trouble with that math because I didn't actually learn it. I had to pretend like I knew it. And, like...
What was the decision to go back?
She just wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were cool with that?
Yeah, I figured some stuff out by then.
What do you mean?
Well, so I felt really strongly like I was supposed to homeschool, but I think the reason I felt like that was because I was supposed to homeschool Brinley specifically.
Yeah.
And I should have just let it be optional for everybody else. Like, I didn't really realize, like, because I was so new to the whole homeschool world, and I was trying to get advice from other homeschool moms, and for them, it was like, homeschool or die, you know what I'm saying? And so it was like, okay. And so I was very, like, I thought it had to be one way or the other. Like, there was no in between. And so by this point, I sort of figured out, like, no, that's not really working for me, like, to have every single kid home. They don't all enjoy it, and I don't either. And so, like, and the reasons I wanted to do this aren't happening, like, because I'm so stressed out because they aren't happy. And so what's the point? And so I kind of had to, like, reevaluate, like, okay, maybe this works really well for those women, but that doesn't mean it has to look like that for me.
Right.
And so I just decided to take it, like, kid by kid and let them choose. And so that's where I was when Bailey got to 9th grade. I was more like, whatever you want to do. So, and I think that Brinley even wanted to try to go back that year too.
Mm-hmm. Once I was in 9th grade, I stopped dressing like a millennial. I bought my first pair of high-waisted jeans, and I parted my hair in the middle for the first time. Life-changing events happening.
I wonder when that'll stop. It's going to stop. It definitely is going to stop.
Spencer cannot get over it.
He's
The
like-
middle part.
So you're back at school, 9th grade.
Yeah. 9th grade, I was probably one of the weirdest years because I was, like, still trying to find out, like, what was cool and what, because I was so out of the loop for so long. And all I knew was, like, what I saw on social media, which is so fake. And so I was, like, trying to be somebody that was so unrealistic and so, like, I don't know. It was just weird. And then I saw all these other people at school that, like, just 2 years ago, they were dressing in Justice clothes and, like, had little dog purses and, like, you know, and, like, the light-up Converse, like, the twinkle toes and stuff. I was like, and now they're wearing high-waisted jeans and Converse and all the cool things. I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. But everybody's just trying to be someone they're not. Like, everybody's just trying to be cool and trying to fit in. And I kind of fell into that because I was, like, so out of the loop, and then I just got thrown it back into it, and I was like, okay, whoa, like, I gotta fit in. I gotta act like I've been here this whole time, you know? And so 9th grade was really hard, and then 10th grade is when I went to high school. Like, that was actually my first high school year.
And we homeschooled again. I'm just kidding.
10th grade, I managed the basketball team.
Would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
How many stars?
0.
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
Stars. Do not recommend.
Don't manage a basketball team.
Why?
Because just the drama is not worth it. It's not
Drama
worth it.
with the other managers or with the players?
Other managers.
Okay.
And they, like, ask a lot of them, and
Oh, yeah.
there's no, they don't get paid. There's no recognition at all. Like, it just really wasn't. I thought maybe it would be something, like, that she could use, like, I don't know, to, like, say, like, on her college applications or like
Which
something.
it is, like,
It
It's
is.
useful.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but it was so time consuming,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And
It's like you're on the team.
Yeah, so you
You're
had to be
have
at
the
Yeah.
exact
every
same time
practice.
commitment as them, but you, like, I don't know. Everyone just treats you like a slave,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
their mom. Like,
and
you
the
feel like a mom.
team, like the basketball players, they have like that camaraderie. Like they get together and go do team dinners, and they, you know, but the managers don't get invited to any of that stuff, and
Yeah.
so they're just sort of there.
Yeah.
And
And all the guys have the mindset like, oh, these girls are here just because they think we're hot and they just want to be around us all the time. But in reality, I just wanted to be friends with them. I just want to make more friends and meet new people. Like, that's literally the whole reason I wanted to manage. Also, just to be with my friends and be managers with my friends, you know?
Right.
But, yeah, so something that bothers me so bad is when, like, guys are like, oh, she's so upset with me. Like, you have a butt. Shut up. Like, you can't talk. You have a butt.
Well, that rules out everyone.
well, pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Nobody
guys.
can talk to me, okay?
Sorry, boys. You're out.
You have a butt, so you can't talk.
Yeah, you don't have an opinion. But, yeah.
Was it? I feel like 10th and 11th grade were kind of hard, but then like 12th grade, I feel like is when everything like.
It was the end of, like, half of 11th grade. Is like, the second half of 11th grade was when I started to, like, kind of come out of my shell, kind of learn who I, like, actually was and, like, accept myself for how I was and kind of be my own person instead of trying to be everybody else around me. And that was honestly, like, the best thing ever. I wish I did that before.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people take a little bit longer to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't think I figured that out until like 2 years ago. So how did you figure that out?
I kind of just, instead of, like, how do I word this? I kind of opened myself up to more people instead of just keeping a certain type of people around me all the time. Like, I would just be like, oh, this person thinks like this, and they believe in this and this, so that means I'm going to be their friend, and those are the only kind of people I'm going to surround myself with. I kind of just was like, you know what, anybody who I get along with, even if I don't really get along with them, I'm still going to try to get to know them. I'm going to still try to, like, learn more about them and learn, like, all of these different things, learn what they think, learn what they believe. So now I have so many friends that are so random. Like, I have friends that are, like, atheists. I have friends that are, like, extreme liberal, extreme conservative. Like, I have friends, like, every single, like, I don't even know, genre of people. Like, I have all those friends. And it's kind of cool because I get a better understanding of, like, how I would want to be. Because I'm, like, I see how they live their lives and how they go about things. And I'm like, okay, which things do I want to, like, actually believe in myself? And, like,
Right.
what makes me feel good as a person instead of trying to be somebody I think is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you can learn from other people's successes and other people's like mistakes. Like if you expose yourself to lots of
Yeah.
different people making different choices and having worldviews,
Yeah.
you can be like, okay, note to self, I'm not going to do that. Or note to self, like, that was amazing and look how successful they are. And yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. Kind of just making yourself feel okay with being uncomfortable. Like, I don't know. Because you can't have good without bad. You know? You can't have, like, I don't know. You have to kind of put yourself in a situation where it could either go completely wrong or, like, so amazing. That's how you make progress, you know? That's how you move forward, is you have to put yourself in those situations where you could lose all, like, where it could end horribly. But, yeah.
And when you're just completely yourself, you learn who your friends really are.
Yeah.
Because eventually they're going to see who you really are. And
Yeah.
the people who would be there for you are going to be there for you.
Yeah, because you can only pretend to be somebody for so
Exactly.
long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people can tell too. Well, I don't know if everybody can tell when someone's being fake.
No, they can't.
They can't.
They absolutely cannot.
I can tell when someone's being fake most of the time, I feel like.
I feel like all three of you have a pretty good like view of if somebody's being fake.
Tell
But
when
not
you're-
everybody does.
Yeah.
And some people are fake, and they don't know that you know that they're fake, and that's when it gets fun.
Yes. That's so true.
It's kind of fun when you get into a new environment. You're like, oh, you don't know.
You don't know that I can figure you out.
Uh-huh.
That I can tell.
And you
you're-
can like they like try to manipulate you like everybody else, and then you don't get
Yeah.
manipulated, and they're like, "What?" They're so confused, and then it's so fun.
And then you're never involved in the drama. You just get to watch it happen.
Exactly.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'm that smart. I'm manipulated, and it's after the fact that I'm like, wait a second. Because I'm not like, I'm not, what's the word, like, strategic at all. Like, lots of people are really strategic with the way they word their sentences, or like, I'm not at all. I'll just say whatever it is, and it's just
Same.
like, and then I get taken advantage of because I don't think before I speak sometimes, you know? I don't word it the way it's like, well, how am I going to word this so that I get what I want in the end? I don't think like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that. Because then I'm like, wait, what? I can see how I put myself in that trap, you know?
Yeah. You almost have to, for me, you almost have to earn it. I automatically don't trust you. But this probably goes back to what we talked about
Yeah.
in this episode coming up. But I just don't trust people at all. And so it's like, well, show me first. And then once you show me, like, if I tell you something a few times and then you, like, earn my trust over time, then we're cool.
Yeah.
Then we can move forward. But I'm not, like, a trusting person immediately. Never. Rarely.
I am. I hate that about myself. But are you?
It depends, because I'm good at reading vibes, so I can usually tell like if this person I'm gonna get along with them, or if I should be a little more careful about what I should say with this person, or like I don't know. I can usually like match a vibe, and I can kind of feel it before I like
Open
I don't
up.
know, yeah. But there's like some times where, like especially people that I've known my whole life, I have a hard time with like kind of deciding if I should trust them or not with certain things, just because like if I've had some friends that I can't trust them anymore because of like certain things that have happened, and I don't know, it's just different if I've known them for like a long time and like I think that they're someone else, but then they turn out to be not. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So is it like if you tell somebody something and then they go behind your back, or what is it that loses your trust?
Kind of, yeah. It's mostly just like using the stuff that the information I give them about my life, like when I'm being vulnerable, and then using it to turn against me and then make more friends against me.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I know exactly what you're saying.
Like-
Yeah.
I don't know, because a lot of people find a way to bond over hating over people.
Right. Totally, yeah.
So if somebody can find something negative about someone and somebody else also thinks that, then that can like start a friendship really fast over being hater.
I feel like those friendships don't last. The friendships that are built on that crap
On gossip and stuff. Yeah.
it's trash.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's happened to me a few times, and it's hard for me to, like, tell when I've already, like, been friends with them. But if I'm, like, just barely meeting somebody, I can usually tell right off the bat. Because I've learned that with time.
Yeah.
But if I've like, known them, I didn't used to think that way. And
Right.
so, yeah.
You've learned over experience, so now you can kind of read somebody and
Yeah.
be like, do they want to know this about me because they're genuine and they care about
Interested,
me,
yeah.
or are they just
Or they're
gonna
just trying to get crap
trash on
against
you.
me. Yeah.
exactly. Interesting.
We all have, I feel like we all have someone like that. That's like, I feel like they're always fishing for like junk on you, like dirt on you.
All right, where do you guys want to take this?
I kind of want to talk about, I want to ask you if you could tell yourself, your 15-year-old self
Yeah.
something. I want you to like do advice to like other girls that are like going through awkward times.
you're
Your
going to look
kids.
back on this too one day
Yeah.
when you're older, and your kids will look back on this, you know, one day,
Yeah.
probably.
But I also feel like I know that like when you were going through like your figuring it all out phase, like I could tell like you were sort of just trying to figure out like where do I fit in here and who do I want to be, and I remember wishing that there was like someone young and like you that I could have shown you to, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there wasn't really anybody that was giving advice to girls like that were going through a hard time like that. Like it's not even a hard time, it's just normal.
Yeah.
Not like a celebrity. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
So anyways, Bailey, if you could give yourself advice, like your 15-year-old self or 13-year-old self, advice, like what would you say?
I would probably say like the same thing I was saying earlier, just like take the blinders off. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but kind of just like open yourself up to more like options instead of just like choosing something that you think is cool and just sticking with that. Just try everything, see what everything is like, and then kind of build your own self off of everything, since you're not just like copying and pasting something, you know. You're building your own person instead of just like.
And how do you do that? Like, how would someone do that that's just like trying to figure it out? Like, what would be the first steps to do?
Well, obviously just like meeting a bunch of new people, looking out for people that might like need a friend, or just like hanging out with people you wouldn't usually hang out with, but like not in a bad way, obviously. Don't do drugs.
Yeah, how do you avoid, yeah, that's another thing. How do you avoid that stuff? Keep going, but eventually, how do you, like, at what point do you notice, like, that's not what I want to do? Or what if it's something bad and you did want to do it? How do you, like, stop yourself? I don't know. That's where and I'm mainly asking because I don't know what to tell Katie.
I think it's important to make mistakes, but also it's important to listen to your gut and what you know is right. I feel like since I grew up like in the church, I have like a knowledge of like what's good and what's bad, and like what you know, just like that moral compass type of thing, where I'm just like, okay, I have lines I won't cross, and like that's that. And I kind of, obviously, like I've made mistakes and I've done things I regret, and I've learned from that, and I've decided to do better than what I thought was cool, you know? I've decided that I want to be a different person than that.
Do you feel like if you didn't have the church, you would have been able to find that moral compass somewhere, somehow? Or do you feel like that's the only place that you can find that?
I think it's all built into us, like good and bad type, like being able to tell between good and bad. I think that's built into all of us, and I don't think that you have to grow up in the church, but just that helped me, you know, like, just because, like, it honestly, it kind of hurt me and helped me at the same time, because the pressure is unreal, especially living in Utah, like
To follow
stuff,
yeah.
all of that stuff. So it was like part of me wanted to rebel against, just because I was like being like, oh, I want to be different, I want to do this, you know. But also part of me knew like that's what my heart is telling me is right, you know.
Yeah.
And like that's what my body and my spirit want, like they want what's good for me.
So Bailey, what advice do you have for men your age?
For men,
Man, whoa.
I have a lot
Yeah.
to say about this.
I know. Let's go.
Get it together. Don't have a butt. If you have a butt, Don't share
Chop
that.
it off.
Don't tell anybody that. That's embarrassing for you.
So, but like in a dating situation, let's say a guy likes a girl,
Okay.
your age, we're adults here.
Okay.
How should he go about letting her know that he likes her and that he'd like to go on a date with her?
Honestly, just be straight up and be nice and respectful, because honestly, I think the internet has been so hurtful to the way that people interact that just guys don't know how to be respectful to women anymore.
When you
And,
say that, what do you mean?
like, people are real on the internet. You shouldn't be treating people like, I don't know. You should treat people like they're actually a real person you're talking to in real life,
Like,
instead
only
of
say things to them that you would say to their face.
in person. Yes. Yep.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Yep.
So back to Brooke's like scenario, what if they're just like really nervous and like shy, and they're like just so worried about it because they haven't really done it before, or they've asked somebody out before and got rejected. So how do they like? What if they like you, and what would you tell them to come to?
There's this guy at my work. He's like this old guy. His name is Neil. Shout out Neil. He's
Neil.
a G.
An OG or just a G?
He's a G. He's a gangster.
Okay.
He comes into work, and every time he comes in, he says something motivational. He says this every single time. It's like a script. He just reads it off of it in his brain. He says, "You fall 1,000 times and you get up 1,001. You ask out 1,000 girls, and one of them will say yes."
Boom.
I like it.
Good advice.
Yep.
Thanks, Neil.
Neil really came
Neil,
clutch
Neil.
there.
thank you.
I love Neil.
Appreciate you, Neil.
No, but yeah, you can't be afraid of rejection, because like you're not always just gonna have everything you want in life, and you just gotta go for it. It's like what I said before. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to progress, and in order to get better, and in order to make something, in order to get something you want.
And do you think that like that's something that people don't do anymore? Like it used to be that we didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice. We had to put ourselves in awkward situations because we literally had no other
Yeah.
choice. But now there's a lot of different choices. You don't have to engage in a conversation with someone if you don't want to, because you can text them or whatever. And so, do you feel like that's what's missing, is like people aren't forced into these situations?
Definitely. I think people feel safe behind a screen. They feel like they can avoid situations they want to avoid and join the situations they want to join. And I think that's, I don't know. And I feel like since most of our interactions are online now, it's kind of being really hurtful to a lot of people that are my age, just because we don't really know how to put ourselves out there anymore. We don't really know how to have a conversation in real life, like face to face. And when we're faced with something that's uncomfortable, we don't know how to deal with it, because online you don't have to deal with any uncomfortable confrontations, because you can just avoid it, and you can just like ghost people if you want.
Okay, so let's say like there's a person who is your age and who like decides like, okay, I realize that I'm not good at like having conversations. I'm not good at putting myself out there. I'm not good at like voluntarily putting myself in uncomfortable positions or like situations, but I want to get better. Like, what can someone do to like learn how to do that? Like, what? Just do it?
Well, basically, yeah. That's what I did,
Practice.
because I was so scared to talk to people. I would just overthink. I would be like, oh, well, they're gonna think I'm this and this and this.
Yeah.
You can't think that thing. You can't think those things. Can't think that things.
Homeschool.
Well, can I just say, I feel like you can think those things, but you have to try to just say like, that's just what I'm thinking, and that doesn't mean it's real. Just because
Yeah.
I'm thinking this doesn't mean that it's reality.
Yeah.
And you can still try, even if you're like built up this scary thing in your head. Sorry, I know this is your answer, but I just know that stopped me a lot of times too.
Yeah.
Is overthinking everything. But I've learned, like, even if I'm overthinking and if I think it's going to be bad, it doesn't mean it's actually going to be bad.
Yeah. If you just say screw it and then
Yeah.
just do it. Screw it and then do it.
Screw it and do it.
Great advice.
As I was saying that, I was like, I don't know about
Came
that
out
one.
a little, yeah, I don't know.
Neil would be disappointed right now.
Neil,
Neil will not approve.
screw it and do it.
Screw it and do it. That's my motto.
Bumper sticker.
So what is the dating life now? Are you looking, or are you just kind of doing your own thing, or
I want to
Where you
get
at?
married.
do you?
I'm so done with dating. I hate it. I'm
She
so
went to the
done.
singles ward today.
I went to singles ward for the first time today.
She got proposed to 5 times.
Yeah, getting married tomorrow.
She hasn't decided which guy yet, though. But
Yeah.
we'll be at the cultural hall at 7.
Yep.
Praying about it.
Yeah, she has to pray about it.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Ever since I graduated, I'm just kind of like, I want to have a stable life now. I don't want to have to go out and ask people what their favorite color is and where they grew up and all this stupid. I hate small talk. I hate it. Nothing's TMI for me. Nothing. I will talk about anything, and I would rather talk about
Butts.
weird things than the small talk. Like most of my friends, when it comes to their birthday, I'm like, I have no idea what to get you because I don't know anything basic about you. I know the weird things about you, you know? And so I always just get them weird, funny things. But, yeah. So, I think, I don't even know where I was going with that.
Well, you were saying you wanted to get married.
Oh, yeah, I want to get married
Yeah.
because I hate dating, I hate small talk, and I just want to be able to find a person that I like and just settle down and, you know, have a family.
So
And
is the mission out now?
we'll see.
Okay.
I'm just seeing how things go.
Okay.
Because
When
obviously,
she's
I'm,
19.
yeah, when I'm 19, we'll see. Because I'm going to be getting off of prep by that point
What's
because-
that? What's prep mean?
for my bodybuilding show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell the world about that.
Yes.
I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a bodybuilder.
At Guns and Buns.
Yeah.
And guns and buns.
Guns and buns.
You'll meet someone else who hates small talk equally.
Yeah.
It hates butts.
But you
And
have,
maybe
to be
they
able
hate
to
butts.
you have to be able to small talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Because even still,
life.
I mean, you still have to get
yeah.
to know the person.
But even still, it's like, how's your day? How's your day?
Yeah.
Good. This, and this. You know, just
Yeah,
small
but
stuff.
it's just mostly like with people that I don't really know that I hate. I'm like, I'm trying to get to know you, but you're being really dry and like trying to like read the signs of like, how does this person feel about me? You know,
Yeah.
I hate that. If I just already knew the person, I could have small talk just fine.
Yeah.
Like I could just be like, okay, how was your day today? Okay, what can
Yeah.
I do to help you? Like, you know, I feel like I'd be fine if I already knew them. But like,
It's the getting to know you small
yeah,
talk.
and like also, most of the guys that ask me out, I say yes because I feel bad, and I don't want to say no, because I know how hard that is, and I know that it takes a lot to like actually ask someone out. And
We were
then I
talking
forget.
about your bodybuilding competition.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Okay, so I want to hear more about that.
Well, we're doing it together.
Nope. I just want to hear more about that from your perspective.
And also, I don't really know anything.
Okay. So
Talk about like how it works.
I have a coach, and I check in with her. Her name's Shanna. I love Shanna.
Shout out Shanna.
Shout out Shanna. I love Shanna. She tells me what my workouts are. She tells me what to eat and how much cardio to do. And I kind of just follow that blindly, put all my faith into her that she knows what she's doing. And it's really hard to do because because I have been going to the gym for so long and I feel like I know what's best for my body. I kind of just have to trust that she also knows what's good for me. And like, I'm seeing progress. So, and she's going to coach me to a show. So like, I'm just going to trust that. But,
So what's the show? What's the show?
so it's in March, and right now I'm 19 weeks out, and you basically tan you really dark, and you step on stage in a bikini and stripper heels,
To put
and you
it bluntly,
flex to a
It's a
bunch
very
of old
wholesome
men,
activity for
and
another
they
dog.
write on a page what they think about your butt and your legs and your shoulders.
In a nutshell.
Basically.
My lines are great.
Wow. The Dayquil's really doing a number on you.
Never overdose on Dayquil, kids. So is it every day? You're working out every single day?
Basically, yeah. I have Sundays off and then another rest day throughout the week that I can kind of choose like what day I want to take that. Usually if I'm like doing something that week that I probably won't be able to get to the gym that day, I'll just take my rest day on that day. So usually on my rest days, I'm not actually resting. I'm just doing something else that's not the gym. But yeah, it's kind of stressful to plan everything out and kind of just schedule everything because it's really time consuming, and it's only going to get more time consuming as I like get closer to show day because I'm going to do more cardio probably towards the end. And so I'm going to have to like try to find times to squeeze in some cardio either before work or after work. And I get off work at 12 usually, like at midnight. So it's like going to be pretty hard to like find time for that, but I will. And it's hard also to, since I'm getting my personal training certification right now, it's hard to find time to study for that and also go to the gym and also do my cardio and also go to work.
Yep.
And also have a social life and all the things. And it's really hard to do that, especially just all at once because I just barely started this and I just started my job at the same time. And so it's hard to go a complete switch from doing nothing all day and just hanging out with my friends all the time to actually having a life and being a real adult. And so
You're doing so good, though.
thanks.
Top Bailey.
If anybody wants to be my husband, I am taking applications. So
Wow.
just
Where do they send?
so
Where?
Venmo and
Venmo her.
Venmo me first,
Can we
and then
actually
you can talk to me.
We have to make a dating application.
Happy Bailey Coles. Okay,
Coles.
and just you like direct
write cursive
messages,
messages,
or
apparently.
what are you liking? Comments,
I would prefer something more
a DM,
DM
a DM.
because comments are a little
Slide in,
scary.
slide into the
Just go ahead and
DM.
slide in. Venmo me a few bucks, because your girl needs to go to Disneyland soon.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. This has been a blast.
Yes.
Oh
Should
my
we do a
gosh.
goodbye to our millions of fans?
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, all of you millions of fans. And thanks, Bailey.
You mean my fans?
Just want to thank
Yeah.
the Bilroys, the
Balians?
Balians for listening to our the BS podcast. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Bye.